All right, guys, here. Look at all these brand new repossessed trucks. Brand new Ford, brand new Ram, Chevy, more Rams.
Guys, my car just got repoed. The repo truck was backing into me and I thought it was just some random truck about to hit me. No, he was picking up my car.
They say there's 3.1 million vehicles sitting in the pipeline right now waiting to be repossessed.
So today we're going to be taking a look at the ever-increasing repo crisis. We're already getting pretty close to about halfway through the year already, and all I see are repossession videos popping up on my social media. While I know that there are many cases of people just not being able to afford their car payments anymore because of this high cost of living environment, I still see a lot of people buying vehicles they can't really afford. Whether they're trying to make themselves feel rich or make other people think they're rich around them, it doesn't really matter. Inevitably, they have to deal with the consequences down the road. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
There's only two things that happen with these Tahoe RSTs. I either sell them or I sell them and they get repoed. This time, this is a 2024 Tahoe RST. You know what this one stands for? Repossessed Tahoe. In 2024, I sold one just like this. They all look the same, black wheels, etc., etc. Young man came in with his father. When I say young man, he was in his mid-20s, so he wasn't really young. His dad kept telling him, don't buy it, it's too much money. He dropped like $10,000 down to get this. And his payment was still $1,300 and something. His dad goes, lucky 13, don't do it, don't, etc., etc., etc. He does it. He should have listened to his dad. Let me explain. Last month, I get a phone call from the gentleman who owns this vehicle. Not this one, but one that looks just like it. He says, Mike, I have to turn in my Tahoe. I'm 5 payments behind. I said, well, what do you mean? So he owes $1,300 something times 5 plus the fees. He goes, I can't pay it. My dad's not helping me. I got to give it back. He was right. It kills me to say that. He thinks I'm paying on it. So if it ever comes up and he comes by with you or he comes by with his truck, please don't tell him it ever got repoed. I said, okay. He goes, how do I get it? How do I give it back to the bank?
I mean, this is a picture-perfect example of keeping up with appearances. Even when he knows he can't afford the Tahoe anymore, don't tell my dad. Please just don't say it was repossessed. Even though he's eventually going to see you not driving around in that Tahoe in some different vehicle, or maybe nothing at all, he's probably going to suspect that something's wrong. And the $1,300 a month is a bare minimum, probably a few $100s tacked onto that for insurance, along with the very high gas prices as well. We got a comment from you guys right here. It's not a repo crisis, it's people buying beyond their means to flex to random people who don't care. And when I start seeing a lot of clips like what's on screen right now, it makes a lot of sense. POV, you pay $658 a month at 19 years old because you wanted the car. Something tells me a good amount of these people decide to do this just to post on social media. Because overall, this was still just a Kia, one of the sedans, but I'm 19 with a brand new car. Look at how successful I am. Look at how big the iPad screen is in the car. And unfortunately, a good amount of the time, it turns into this, the worst way to start off 2026 with their car getting repossessed. Another one here, letting my car get repossessed, saving $8,400 a year starting now. But going over to the comment section, it doesn't make me feel much better. File Chapter 7 bankruptcy, start fresh, make better decision, I guess just one. You'll be fine 6 months to a year later, life happens. And the creator responds, that's what's next for sure. Kind of making it sound like it's just a reset button. And when you file for bankruptcy, you're not going to be completely out of the clear in 6 months to a year. It's going to be a lot longer than that. I asked you guys in an older video, do you know someone who had a vehicle repossessed? I worked at a call center several years ago. Every few days there would be a tow truck rolling through the parking lot picking up some employee's repossessed car. I had it happen to me and it sucked. Now I work in the repossession industry and maybe we'll get big bonuses next year because it looks like business is booming. A friend of mine just had her Kia SUV repossessed 2 nights ago. The repo company showed up at 1 a.m. to take her car out of the driveway when she slept. She was lucky that she heard the noise and made it outside to get all of her belongings out of the car. She got a decent job working for a real estate agency, but she had zero money management skills. Turns out she was bleeding cash because she spends hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars a month on stuff she can't afford, including several OF subscriptions. Alright then. Another similar story here, my friend got her car repossessed right out of the driveway when she was sleeping. Again, she's terrible with finances, miserable credit score, tons of credit card debt, not allowed by her family and partner to have credit cards anymore and in debt to the IRS. And she'll bury her head in the sand, avoiding dealing with the issues that come with her bad decisions. Another person says no, but I know a couple guys who work as repo men, and one of them have been shot at multiple times. It's not an easy job. Keep that in mind for a little bit later in the video, but we'll just move on.
So there is a ton of noise in the auto industry right now, and I want to know what you think. They say there's 3.1 million vehicles sitting in the pipeline right now waiting to be repossessed. Banks are trying to slow this thing down so the market doesn't crash, but they can't hold it forever. You've also got subprime lenders in with the highest 60-day delinquency in 34 years. Why? Everything got more expensive, payments went up, rates went up, people are stretching more and more every day. So what happens next?
Eventually, it's all going to come crashing down. And right now, we're seeing clips like we're about to see of entire parking lots filled with repos. Just imagine what it's going to look like in the future.
What's going on, guys? Gus here with Legacy Motor Cars Georgia here at the auction. Gonna look at a few repos. So I'm looking at some truck repos. Possessions have been at an all-time high, and we're just gonna see what we can get here today. All right, guys, here. Look at all these brand new repossessed trucks. Brand new Ford, brand new Ram, Chevy, more Rams. There's even a GMC over here. Look, wow, it's crazy. All right, guys, the reason why these trucks have been repossessed is because nobody can afford those $1,500, $2,000 payments on these brand new trucks. So for example, this truck here is a 2020 Ford F-250. This truck would have probably sold for about $80,000 to $100,000 when it first came out. Monthly payment will equate to about $1,500 to $2,000, and that's definitely not sustainable in the long term. This truck only has 10,000 miles. Next truck, this is a 2022 Ram 3500 Laramie Mega Cab. Very nice truck. 30,000 miles on it. It's got the big screen. Looks like they removed some stuff out of here. Seats kind of like all janky. This is likely a hotshot truck. You know, those guys put a lot of miles on these and just can't afford the payment on it.
And you could walk through that parking lot row by row and see all of the wildly overpriced vehicles people are still buying, even if they don't have the means to do so. But regardless of how bad the situation has gotten, people just don't take this seriously at all, I guess.
Guys, my car just got repoed. The repo truck was backing into me, and I thought it was just some random truck about to hit me. No, he was picking up my car. I owe about $900 in car payments, and he told me to just call them and pick it up whenever I have the money. And I have no money, guys. All I grabbed out of the car was my son's car seat and some pre-workout. I only have $7 in my bank account, so I couldn't find a place to do cash back so that I could get a couple of dollars to take the bus. So now I gotta walk 3 hours home to tell my girlfriend that my car got repoed and that we're not gonna be able to pay the rent this month that we're already late on. I don't know why I'm smiling right now because it's not really a funny incident, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna think about how I put myself in this situation and then think about what my next move is during this long walk. Don't stop showing up for yourself just because things aren't working out at the moment. Doesn't really matter what happens to me. I just want everybody else to be safe.
But wanting everybody else to be safe, specifically your family, means having your finances in order. You currently are responsible for another human life. Going over to the comment section, this is someone's father. The phone bill still got paid though, didn't it? Delete all social media and get to work. Social media is killing ambition. And you got money for pre-workout though. It's funny. And we could actually one-up that clip with the next one. That one time my husband and I were having lunch and our car got repoed and he couldn't wait to tell the Uber driver what just happened.
We just got repo. Hey, we got repo.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to find this funny, and going out to eat that far behind on a payment is crazy. The creator responds, if you knew the whole situation in our plan was, you would honestly be laughing too. It's nothing but a thing. Cars come and go. Credit can be rebuilt. And looking it up real quick, a repossession stays on your credit report for 7 years. So yeah, your credit can be rebuilt. It'll only take about 2,500 days. I'm tired of working for the system. So you not having transportation now in a country that honestly needs it is your way of fighting the system? All right then. If I don't have $600 for a payment but $30 to go eat and not stress, I'm gonna eat. Again, just sound financial decisions in the comment sections. All of these comments of you eating instead of paying your car is crazy. I'm always going to eat. You wonder why the debt topics on this channel are never ending. We got another comment here. One time, one of my coworkers' cars got pulled out of the parking lot by a tow truck. We ran inside to let her know, and she just shrugged and told us, oh yeah, it's okay, it's just being repossessed. It's honestly unreal.
Some of these repos. So, how many repos have you gone through?
Dude, I've had like 20 cars. I know. It's okay.
What are you doing? Who's approving you?
Piece of credit places that just, hey, you got $800, take it. And then it breaks down 3 months later.
Do you currently have an auto loan for 26? Or is that also in collections?
No, that has to be in collection.
Dude, what are we doing? So additional collections from Barbie. Ton of repos,
like,
but they all stack up to 34,862 plus the previous 607. That's insane.
I like
Oh, and you have another repo that hasn't hit your account.
It hasn't. But that was because I had to keep up the household when we lost all the lottery money.
And ending on that note, we'll just go over to the comment section. Lottery money? After taxes, they got $190,000 and didn't buy a brand new cash car with that money. That's crazy. Exactly. Other comments saying on a previous video, she said she won $250,000 on a scratch off. Yes, and you have to pay taxes on it, so she got $190,000. Okay, still $190,000 is a ton of money. More than enough to purchase a reliable car in cash, but instead it sounded like she was just going to buy here, pay here places, getting awful vehicles for super cheap, and they would break down or she wouldn't pay, eventually getting repossessed over and over again. That is absolutely insane.
There is a rim store in Atlanta called Rim Time that does rent to own rims. You should not be financing rims for your car. Their slogan is Rim Time, where your image is important, not your credit. Obviously, their business model revolves around people not making payments and then them repoing the rims. There is a YouTube channel that they have, and you can go watch these repos.
So they're making at least some money from a few payments before they eventually get repoed, and then they're also getting ad revenue recording those same repossessions. Alright then, we got a rent a tire in Houston. Slogans are pay on time, own it in half the time, even if your money's tight, you can get right, and no cash, no problem. Ride today, pay your way. We had a rent and roll here in Tampa, Florida for 25 plus years. I guess this is a lot more common than I thought. And we got another comment from you guys here. Had a friend who was able to hide his Jeep for over a year. He moved out of state and he registered his ride in the new state. Of course, the VIN pops back up in the systems and flags the finance company, and then the thing got repoed soon after. Because we've talked about that a couple times in the past, people were saying you just had to hide your repo vehicle for a few months. Eventually, they'd stop looking for it, and then you're just in the clear. I guess you get a free car. And obviously that's just not the case. But we still have video after video popping up on social media of people making their situation even worse. So not only is it still getting repoed, but now you're going to get in trouble with video proof of you, of course, destroying your own car along with the tow truck. I mean, this is just a very easy way to make a bad situation way worse. There's an even crazier one up on screen of somebody's truck getting repossessed, and the guy who was losing the truck ended up stealing the tow truck and then hitting all the cars down the road. There were so many different angles of this as well. Everybody's got a 4K camera in their pocket in today's world. You're not going to get away with this. So this went from you getting your truck repoed, not being able to afford it, to jail time. Great choice. But let's go back to that comment from the beginning of the video talking about these same repo men.
No, because for what reason are you up in the poll on the car repo guy? I don't think you could pay me enough to do that job. I'm sorry. Cause you know how folks be stupid. You pull up to get their car that they ain't paid for whatever reason. They might be on hard times, or they might just never had the money anyway, just got the car and never intended to pay at all. But you gonna up the pole. Dude told you, yeah, hey bro, you on camera. You got it though. I'll put it down. You on camera though. And then dude try to drive off and you blast him? He's alive, he's fine, but like, he did get shot. That's attempted. You going to the penitentiary. And furthermore, you can't get away. They know where you live. They know your name. They got your face on camera. They already got you on paperwork for the repo. So the best you can hope for is, yeah, you get to keep your car today, but you going to jail tomorrow. You're going to the penitentiary. What's the thought process? Use your noodle.
And I end up saying that same statement on my channel a lot. What is the thought process? Whenever you're out in public, just assume that you're on camera all the time. You just can't get away with this kind of stuff anymore.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Like getting a loan. I pulled out a loan when I was like 19 to get a car out, and I just I f***ed up and I never paid it. And
it got repoed?
Yeah, like it got repoed, and then I f***ed up my credit, and I've been, you know, I'm fixing it. Now I got good credit, but it took me a while to just because of that little stupid hiccup.
Yeah, what kind of car was this?
It was a Honda Accord, but like it was the year of. It was like 2021. Yeah.
Was it worth it at the time?
At the time, I felt like it was, but I was it all, being young and stupid, giving everybody a rise. You know, I wasn't really appreciating what
chauffeur?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my dumbest.
And then how long did it take you to build your credit back up?
Like 4 or 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Or more, bro. Like, probably like 6.
So that earlier comment saying you're just going to be back on your feet in 6 months to a year, you'll be fine, isn't really true. Shocking. But let's get a little bit more insight here from somebody who works at one of these buy here, pay here lots.
I have a very interesting job. I work at a small dealership and I do all of the sales and financing. So I look at people that have good credit, bad credit, and very bad credit lifestyle. And I'm going to compile a list of the top 5 things you can do to stay broke, because I've seen it time and time again in no particular order. And what I see in the repos, every single repo, and I can say with certainty almost 99% of every repo, and number 1 way to stay broke is vape cigarettes. Number 2, scratch tickets. It is absolutely insane to me how many times I see scratch tickets, and not even like 1 or 2, like stacks, like thick stacks. Another one, an absolutely major, humongous one, is when you look at bank statements and you see the repos, is convenience store shopping. The 20-ounce sodas, the stops here, $7, $8. You're probably picking up your cigarettes and you pick up a Red Bull or a Monster. You see that all the time in repos. You see all the empty sodas, all the empty cigarettes, all the empty Little Debbies.
And I don't really have to say much about that. We could just move right on over to the next clip.
100%. I just came out, repo just came in, and I looked in the window and I was like, I'm gonna go grab my phone. So this was not staged, this wasn't anything, and this is what I mean. Like, I don't make these things up. Correlation, causation, doesn't matter. This is the truth. So just came in repo. Scratch tickets, you check. Cigarettes, yep. Vapes, yep. Scratch tickets, yep. Dunkin' Donuts, coffee cups, all convenience store shopping. This is what it is every single day. I definitely checked before, like I came out then just to make sure there was no personal information or anything. I would never do that, but this is what I mean by you make choices in life. It doesn't matter if what your situation is. You make choices in life and where you spend your money. And you gotta fight those urges to what dopamine hits. I've learned so much from that one post, but the bottom line comes this: you have a choice. There's nobody's fault but your own.
And at least to me, it's funny to connect all of those scratch tickets to the earlier clip with Caleb Hammer. Everybody who does scratch offs or buys lottery tickets obviously want to win the money, right? And in the earlier clip, they actually won $190,000. But they still didn't make good decisions even with all of that free money. They didn't go get a brand new reliable car in cash. You just had a ton of repos from buy here, pay here's. Along with being a guest on the financial audit in general means your finances are in shambles. And to add on to it, whether you're talking about normal dealerships or buy here, pay here's, we got another comment here. Dealers aren't selling cars anymore. They're selling loans at 10, 20, or even 30% interest rate. It is brutal.
My husband's car got repossessed, and I mean, obviously it's our fault. It gets repossessed when you don't pay your bill, and we didn't pay the bill because we have to choose between paying the car bill or paying rent. That's on us. To get the car back is $1,600, and the car is only worth $2,000, but we owe $8,000. So logistically, it makes no sense for us to go pick that car back up, but that leaves my husband out of a car. So if you're in the Westchester, New York City area, like Bronx, Manhattan, Westchester area, and you have a car that you are willing to sell to us for under, I want to say like $1,500, we would love to speak to you. If you can share this video so that my husband can make it to work, and I would love it if you can send me a DM.
Okay, we're cutting off that video there. We got a few things to talk about. First, we'll go over to the comments section. They'll sue you for the remainder, so now you'll have to pay on the car you don't have. So you not picking it up because the car's only worth $2,000 even though you owe $8 doesn't absolve you of all of that money. You're still going to have to pay it back. And the other thing that I immediately thought was they were asking for a cheap $1,500 cash car in New York City. Vehicles from that area are notoriously destroyed because of city driving, along with getting a very cheap $1,500 cash car. Virtually all vehicles have skyrocketed in price over the past few years, so that cheap of a car, I don't think it's going to be on the road that long.
My car got repossessed today. And before anyone starts with the you should have budgeted better, bootlicker, let's talk about the budget. My minimum car payment was $525 a month at a 17% interest rate. My car insurance was another $200 a month, and then add gas, which is somehow being priced like it's being directly pumped from the moon these days. Then add repairs, rent, groceries, utilities, medicine, doctor's visits. Like, how far do you think $3,500 a month really goes?
Okay, so we're just going to be talking about the vehicle with this one. They pulled up the entire balance, $525 a month, a little bit over 17% APR for 75 months. This is exactly why I think the car videos are so important on this channel, because I know most of you watching these videos aren't car people. They just want something that gets them from point A to point B. But a GMC Terrain at over 17% APR is insane. And heading over to the comments, that's exactly what somebody else said. Buying a car with 17% interest is not smart. The creator responds, definitely not. Was a heck of a situation. If I had any other options, I would have done it. I also got divorced and went from making 6 figures to $50,000. I mean, that does suck, but in the end, you did decide who you wanted to choose to marry. But we'll finish off this video with a very interesting clip.
So I just repossessed my own vehicle voluntarily because I didn't have the money to pay it. And the reason why I did this is because I knew I could make money. I could work a job. I could continue the business that I was doing and continue to pay for it. But I knew that getting a job or doing the business that I was doing wasn't in alignment with who I truly was. So I decided to not do that. I was only going to take actions, do things that I actually preferred to do. I was going to live 100% in alignment with my truth.
Okay, we're cutting it off right there. Immediately just sounds like every other guru on social media. And what do you know? We go over to the page 26 but ancient, reality nerd, total self-empowerment with a link. And that link takes you to a buy me a coffee. Support Eris the leader. Unemployed 26-year-old living at my mom's house after I quit my business as a men's dating coach. So this guy used to be one of those online guru dating coaches, and it doesn't look like it was too successful. My life changed after I got into a relationship which made me dive headfirst into inner work, spirituality, and how reality works. Something tells me you weren't making enough money from being a dating coach and you wanted to be one of these motivational gurus. I'd love to be able to travel the world and get in-person events with you all. He doesn't even have 2,000 followers. And a side note, the payment processor used for donations takes out 33%. So whatever you donate, I only receive 67. But anything you do is deeply appreciated regardless. So we got a failed dating coach talking about his car repossession turning into one of these spirituality and motivational gurus, and then also trying to get you to donate even more money because the processors take a cut. What a wild ride that one was. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.